Welcome to CandleLight Audiobook. The Secret Misses. Chapter 321. The next morning. With such a deep sleep, Luna slept until she woke up naturally. She absent-mindedly recalled last night's incident and almost thought she had dreamt it up. That was, until she dragged her feet in her slippers and walked to the closet. She had not closed the hidden room last night, leaving it open just like that, entering her view with no reservations. Luna was speechless. Turns out that it had not been a dream after all. Initially, she really thought it was worthless, hence she accepted it. But what should she do now? And this closet? Luna's head was still hurting when suddenly her phone rang. It was Stacy. "Hello, Sister Stacy. You're on holiday today, right? Are you free now? If you have nothing on, come drop by the company for a while." "Nothing much on. I'll be there right away." Luna got ready and rushed to the office. At the same time, at Glory World Entertainment, Stacy's office. "Geez. Why do I keep losing at everything I play?" Adam lay on the sofa opposite the desk and irritatedly tossed the game console in his hand. "Where's Luna? What time is she actually coming?" In the midst of processing documents, Stacy replied without even lifting her head up, "Already on the way." Adam sat up and squinted his eyes thoughtfully at the calm woman at her desk. He was not sure why, but suddenly his heart was filled with dissatisfaction. "Stacy. There's no one else here, stop pretending to be so distant." Stacy shot him a brief look and ignored him. Annoyed by her attitude, Adam became even angrier, then he suddenly laughed sarcastically. "Pfft. What was it you told Luna again the last time? That you and I are innocently just artiste and ex-manager? You're really good at acting, why don't you just be an actor?" Stacy finally looked up and stared straight at him, replying him with 3 words, "Was I wrong?" Adam was just about to say something when Stacy replied with a question, "Or, do you prefer that I tell Luna a different truth?" He suddenly reddened and stood up instantly. "You." Outside the door, someone knocked. Adam clammed up and went to open the door. He irritatedly complained to the person outside the door, "You're so damn slow. I've already died a few times in the game." Luna looked at him scornfully and replied, "Are you sure your dying a few times has anything to do with my speed of reaching here? Enough with the nonsense, let's get down to business. When we're done talking, I still need to go get my latest equipment. You only know how to play games. I think you should just get married to your game console in the future." Luna rolled her eyes at him, then walked in and sweetly greeted Stacy. "Sister Stacy, I'm here." As always, she changed her expressions so quickly that Adam was dumbfounded. When she saw Luna, Stacy's face softened. "Sit. Today, I've called you over to tell you some good news." "Good news? What good news?" Luna immediately perked up. "I've just accepted a job on your behalf to be a spokesperson." Luna was giddy with excitement. "Really? I can be a spokesperson? But I still have a drama not released yet." Stacy explained, "You are popular enough. It's just that most companies like to wait and see, so this opportunity is considered a lucky coincidence. After the news of you and Adam's all-night gaming was photographed by a netizen, the gaming company which owns the game that you guys play got in touch with me. We have been negotiating and we have just sealed the deal yesterday." Chapter 322. She did not expect for her first endorsement job to happen this way, and she was shocked. "What, this works?" Adam cheekily replied her, "Why not? You ought to be grateful to me. If it were not for me, you wouldn't have gotten this." Fine, all credit to you." Stacy continued with the specific details. "The game company requested for you and Adam together, and because you're still new, your endorsement fee isn't much, only $1 million, so in the end you get about $300,000. $300,000. That much? She had never really paid attention to her profit sharing on the contract before. Usually for newcomers it was around 20% profit, and the fact that she was getting around 40% was a very good deal from the company. The devil really had helped her out on this. Adam snorted disrespectfully, "Useless. You're placated with just $300,000? Then how much are you getting? Luna asked out of curiosity. Not much, just 3 million. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't even think about an endorsement this cheap. Luna gritted her teeth. Damn it, are you asking for a punch to your face? Stacy handed over the contract to each of them. I've only gathered you here for this. Here is the contract, look through it, and if there aren't any problems, then put your signature in. Adam signed it without even looking through the contents. Luna quickly skimmed through and signed it as well. Stacy checked through the documents and nodded at them. All right, you guys can leave now, just leave the rest to me. Since the both of you are taking the same endorsement, I've discussed with Bro Sheldon and I'll now be handling this endorsement. I will inform you too about the related arrangements later on. Okay, thanks Sis Stacy. Noted. After leaving the office, Adam hesitated for a few moments, but still asked anyway, did something happen the other day when you took a full day of leave? Something happened, but not really, anyway it's all good now. It has something to do with Theo again, right? His mouth twitched a little, even my mother heard about it. Luna looked blank in the eye. Your mother? What did she hear? She says my grandmother, who is Theo's mother, has been talking to her about arranging a blind date for Theo. They seem to be busy picking candidates recently. My mother cancelled all her plans and has been helping the old madam pick her daughter-in-law. Oh. Adam stared at her. That's all you have to say, just oh? Luna stared back. What else can I do? Be in the way and do nothing? Adam gave her an annoyed look. As the both of them were talking, a passionate voice interrupted, May. They both looked up and saw two women walking towards them. One of them was Chloe, who wore a gorgeous outfit, and the lady who called out to Adam was wearing a light purple long dress from Chanel's latest fall season. She looked very elegant in that outfit, and in her eyes there was a great sense of pride. Millie. The face that everyone knew, so naturally Luna recognized her almost instantly. Speaking of which, while she had signed her contract with Glory World for quite a long time, this was the first time that she met her. May, it's been some time since I last saw you in the company. Here for business? Millie asked concernedly, in a tone of seniority. Chapter 323. Adam pulled an annoyed face and simply replied her, The entertainment circle was a place where qualification mattered a lot, and since she was a senior, Luna as her junior had to greet her. Hello, senior. Millie acted like she did not notice anything, and kept on talking to Adam without even glancing at her. May, I heard that you took on a game endorsement. Luna did what she should, and since Millie chose to ignore her, there was no reason to continue pestering. What about it? Millie raised her eyebrows. Why are you suddenly interested in endorsing a game? Just helping out my junior over here. Millie suddenly put on a serious face after hearing what he said. May, I don't know what your manager is thinking, but in your current position, taking an endorsement like this and working with people of that level will really affect your image. I hope that you can reconsider your decision. Adam could not stand it anymore, and faked a laugh. Haha, Miss Sue, you're a bit too controlling, aren't you? And next time please call me Adam, not May. Millie did not look very happy. May, I know you don't like people controlling you, but it's for your own good. Seeing how awkward the atmosphere was getting, Chloe spoke up. Millie is the person to go to regarding endorsements. She has just sealed herself the main endorsement of Chanel in the Central Region, and the Lou Corporation is looking to continue her contract as well. She's been real busy. May, I've been through this before and I think you really should listen to me. I'll take my leave first for now, talk to you again sometime. She continued to ignore Luna as she just nodded coldly at Adam and left. Once they left, Adam exploded on the spot. What the heck? Who's May? May is not for her to use. She's even daring enough to meddle with my business. She really thinks that she's my aunt now. If it weren't for her saving little treasure before, I'd have fallen out with her already. Luna, go and bite her to death. Luna was speechless. Can you please not make it sound like I'm a dog? Adam started prattling on. Luna, you don't know the least of it. Uncle has never mentioned to Millie that she saved little treasure. He just casually ordered people to give her a boost in her career. She just thought so highly of herself, always assuming that my uncle was head over heels for her and hence backed her up. She almost self-declared herself as Mrs. Goldberg. The tone that she uses to talk to me every time is disgusting. Luna looked at the direction Millie walked towards. As long as she didn't do any harm to me, I won't do anything either. But seeing her attitude, it's near impossible to keep peace with her, and we are bound to clash heads one day. Adam quickly replied, "Don't back down. Fight for it. I'm your strongest backup shield. I'd rather you become my aunt than her." "Thanks." In the car, Chloe carefully took out an exquisite gift from the back seat. "Millie, this was sent by Emma's manager this morning. Emma is against Luna now because of that incident previously. Now that they are suddenly trying to get on our good side, I suppose they probably want to collaborate." Chapter 324. Millie picked up the gift box, glanced at it and said in a tone of disdain, "She wants to collaborate with me? Is she worthy? She had such a noble man protecting her and backing her up, she did not need to work with anyone else." Chloe knew what went through her mind, and continued to persuade her, worthy or not, what's important isn't Emma, it's the influence behind her. She has the Brown family backing her up, and her boyfriend is Liam, so her power is not to be underestimated. You know that the Johnson family has been getting all the limelight in the Imperial, and everyone is trying to get on their good side. This is a really great chance now, there's nothing to lose by doing her a favor. While everyone in the entertainment scene assumed that Millie was in an ambiguous relationship with someone important in the Goldberg Corporation, Chloe had been by Millie's side every day, and she had never seen her getting close to anyone from the Goldberg Corporation in private. Chloe actually felt insecure, but she did not want to mention this in front of Millie. She would surely get a good scolding from her. Millie would never tolerate anyone doubting her relationship with Lu Tingxiao. Hearing about the influence behind the Brown family and Johnson family, Millie's expression changed slightly. Chloe quickly continued, "Right, Millie, did you hear about what happened last night?" "What happened?" Millie asked. Chloe secretly spoke into her ear. "Last night, Emma had a party at her house, and Luna stayed right above her, so I bet Emma tried to bring a bunch of people over to humiliate her, but..." Chloe described the event with her animated expressions, and was very impressed. A walk-in closet that big. And all of them were GE-branded clothes. Chloe did not explicitly mention it, but Glory World had not given even Millie such exclusive treatment. Millie frowned. "GE? Yeah, the clothes designed by Gabriel Elvis. You liked that brand as well, didn't you? For the opening ceremony the last time, you mentioned that you wanted this brand, but I couldn't get you anything." She actually found a piece, but she got outbid by someone else, and she was scolded pretty badly by Millie, which left a deep impression on her. At this point, as someone who could not allow anyone to surpass her at anything, Millie's expression darkened. She coldly said, "It's just something Glory World does for a shiny newbie, just a temporary limelight. What else can she do? Nevertheless, making one more friend wouldn't do me any harm, just do whatever you need with Emma's side." "Alright, leave it to me." At Goldberg family residence. As usual, Little Treasure was daydreaming on the windowsill. Looking outside the window, he took out his phone and sent his father a text message, "Mississippi." He was missing Auntie Luna, even though they had just met not too long ago. At the Goldberg Corporation office, the man glanced at his phone, then he texted a few words back to his son, "I miss her too." Little Treasure quickly replied with a question mark, to ask him how he could see Auntie Luna again. Theo looked outside his window, thought about it, then replied his son's message. After Little Treasure read his reply, he quickly climbed down from the chair and ran towards the living room. In the living room, Matthew was talking to Margaret. When they saw Little Treasure running to them, they immediately hid all the pictures and information of the ladies that were strewn on the coffee table, then looked at their grandson with a smile. Chapter 325. Little Treasure, come to Grandma. What's the matter? Are you hungry? What do you want to eat? Let Grandpa cook something up for you. Both grandparents were gentle and kind, afraid of frightening Little Treasure. You must understand that the little bun could initially only live in isolation and he could not share the same space with them at all. Now that he could live with them, it was already a blessing beyond comparison for them. Little Treasure shook his head, took off his shoes, and climbed onto the sofa. He then started to use his little hands on his grandmother's shoulders and massage with all his might. Margaret was overjoyed and surprised by this sudden display of affection. "Hey, my dearest baby. Are you giving your grandma a massage now?" Little Treasure nodded and became even harder at work. Matthew watched from the side jealously and mumbled, "It looks like Little Treasure prefers grandma, huh? Was it because of the way he was usually too strict? It must be, especially his attitude towards that woman. It was really unfriendly. When Little Treasure saw that, did he hate him? What should I do now?" The more Matthew thought about it, the more he became worried, and the more he was angry. He was only doing this for Little Treasure and for the family. At last, he had to be the bad guy. Everyone complained about him, but above all, even Little Treasure did not like him anymore. As Matthew mulled sadly over this, Little Treasure finished massaging his grandmother and immediately went to his grandfather and started to massage him too. Those soft little hands could really melt anyone's heart. The cold-hearted Matthew unexpectedly almost teared up on the spot. "Good boy, Little Treasure, it's the thought that counts. Don't tire yourself out." Matthew then fell silent, sighed and asked, "Little Treasure, is there something you want Grandpa's help with?" Little Treasure nodded earnestly. Matthew asked again, "You want to see Auntie Luna, don't you?" Little Treasure nodded his head profusely, as he looked at his grandfather with hopeful and uncertain eyes. The look that he gave Matthew made his heart soften into a mess. "Okay, Grandpa will let you. Later, I will get someone to invite her over, okay?" Little Treasure's eyes immediately brightened as he happily kissed on his grandfather's cheek, then ran back to his room feeling satisfied. Margaret watched her husband, who was speechlessly smiling like an idiot, and said, "Who was the one that said I had no principles or bottom line before this? Where are your principles now? Where's your bottom line? Has it all gone just because your grandson gave you a shoulder massage? With just a little kiss from your grandson, you'd promise him anything now?" Matthew cleared his throat and restored his serious expression. "What nonsense are you spewing? I'm doing this for Little Treasure's physical and emotional health. Besides, there's nothing wrong in letting that woman come over to accompany Little Treasure. I will obviously get someone to keep an eye on her." When Matthew finished, he called over butler Joy. "Master, do you have any orders? Go make a call now and let that woman come over to accompany Little Treasure." Matthew thought for a while, then added, "Just say that Little Treasure is alone at home. Later, Madam and I will find an excuse to leave. We'll let her be alone with him." "Master, what you're trying to say is put more surveillance monitors in the house." "Okay, understood." Joy nodded and left. Margaret frowned when she heard what her husband said to the butler. "Maybe this isn't such a good idea." Matthew only replied carelessly, "Why would it be a bad idea? I would like to see what's so different about her. Don't you want to find out as well if that woman is genuine towards Little Treasure or not?" Margaret hesitated at first, but she agreed in the end for Little Treasure's sake. "Don't let Theo know, or else he's going to get angry again. I think he's been the victim of a spell by that woman. Wait till we choose the candidates. We'll let him go on a blind date immediately. I don't believe that with so many brilliant girls out there, none can compare to her." After she left the company, Luna went straight home to her apartment. As she was laying on her bed browsing entertainment news, she got an unknown call. She picked it up suspiciously. "Hello?" An uptight male voice was heard from the other end of the phone. "Hello, how do you do? Is this Miss Luna?" "Yes, and you are?" Luna asked. "I'm Mr. Goldberg's butler, Joy. Today, Master and Madam are out on errands. The little master is alone at home. I wonder if Miss Luna would be free to come over?" Luna sat up immediately and replied, "Yes. I'm free. I'll be there right away." After she hung up, Luna quickly ransacked her wardrobe and almost tossed out all of her clothes, not knowing which one to wear. The way she acted was even more exaggerated than going to meet a boyfriend. Alas, she still chose a set of outfit style that she and Little Treasure liked. A fashionable one with the right vintage touch. Even though the designer was not someone famous, Luna continued to be a loyal fan of his. She usually wore clothes as such, not expensive luxury pieces, unless it was for certain occasions. No matter the brand, she wore what she liked. When she reached the old residence, a 30-odd-years-old butler led her into the main residence. Just as Luna walked in, a little tornado rushed towards her immediately and went straight to softly embrace her. "Baby." Luna immediately bent over to hug the little bun. She wanted to kiss him as she always did, but since there were others around, she held herself back. When he did not receive Auntie Luna's kiss, the little bun immediately looked down, disappointed. Auntie Luna did not kiss him this time. Was it because he had not done well? Was it because she did not like him anymore? Was it because there were other kids whom she preferred now? "Miss Luna, I shall make a move first. If you need anything, please ring the bell for me." Luna nodded. "All right, thank you, Butler Joy." Joy took a bow, and then left. After Joy left, Luna very quickly noticed the little guy's unhappiness. She laughed and brushed the little bun's nose, then kissed on both of his cheeks. "My baby Little Treasure, Auntie misses you so much." The little bun immediately lightened up, with pursed lips and his face slightly reddish. It was as if a flower had bloomed from his face. "Auntie Luna still liked me." The little bun thought for a while, then started to seriously compose a very complete reply to Luna. "Little Treasure misses Auntie Luna too." Luna was touched, then she saw Little Treasure quickly added on another sentence, "Father too." Luna did not expect Little Treasure to write that at all. She could not help but be stunned and felt her cheeks heat up. Little Treasure actually wrote this himself. Something weird was going on. Before this, Little Treasure would never mention others when he talked to her. Good boy. Even though Luna was slightly suspicious, she did not give it much thought. She touched the little bun's head and led him to sit on the sofa. At the same time, in the courtyard surveillance room, Matthew and Margaret watched the surveillance footage with full focus. Chapter 327. At the same time, in the courtyard surveillance room, Matthew and Margaret watched the surveillance footage with full focus. Margaret's initially tightened expression softened when she saw Luna and Little Treasure's heartwarming interactions, and the 2 sentences that Little Treasure wrote. She laughed helplessly. Theo definitely taught him that. Matthew scoffed and did not say anything, as he continued to watch the monitor closely. It was not just to watch her, but most importantly, he had to know the reason why this woman could make Little Treasure so obedient. Yet, Matthew was destined to be disappointed. Because the truth was, Luna and Little Treasure's method of interaction was ultimately simple. Simply put, they both did their own thing. Little Treasure was a child who was very good at solidarity. He just needed Luna to be by his side, which was more than enough. As always, the little bun was enjoying solving his Sudoku puzzles while Luna lay on the sofa to browse the entertainment news. Akin to petting a kitty cat, her palm gently patted the little bun's head. Sometimes when she was too distracted with her reading and forgot to pat him, the little bun would look up, as if to ask for pats. Then, Luna would realize and quickly compensate with more rigorous petting. Matthew and Margaret sat in front of the surveillance monitors and watched for a long time, yet they could not figure out any special tricks. Both were just enjoying doing their own thing. There were close to no interactions. However, the kind of heartwarming and intimate interaction between the both of them could be felt even through the monitor. Margaret exclaimed, "Even though this girl did not do anything, I can feel that as long as she is beside Little Treasure, there is a sort of spark, and he acts like any normal child." Matthew was not blind and he could see this too, but he did not want to admit it. Instead, he replied, "What are you rushing for? Keep watching. I don't believe that she won't reveal any flaws at all." Little Treasure definitely only liked her so much because she tolerated him with no bottom line. She just pleased him as he wished. He definitely would not tolerate her spoiling Little Treasure like a honey-coated poison. Later I will let Theo see this for himself, so he knows what kind of woman he has chosen, he thought. Luna read the news for a while, then she put down her phone, rested her chin on her palm and stared at the little bun. As compared to her phone, the little bun was definitely more entertaining. When the little bun felt Auntie Luna's eyes on him, he suspiciously looked up and blinked at her. In Luna's head flashed an idea. "Baby, let's not play this anymore. Come, let me teach you something fun." The little bun nodded obediently and let Luna lead him into the courtyard. In front of the surveillance monitors, Matthew and Margaret anxiously straightened up when they saw that Luna was finally doing something different. They wanted to see what she was up to. Matthew's face darkened. "Wait for it, she's going to reveal her true colors very soon." Margaret nodded and watched the surveillance closely. Luna led Little Treasure to the courtyard's empty field, then she said with a satisfied tone, "Let's do it here." Then, Luna bent over to gently tell the little bun, "Baby, you're usually too quiet, and you exercise too little. This is not good for your body. Of course, too much of exercise is bad too, and not too suitable for your little self. So, Auntie will now teach you the 5-animal play Qigong. If you persevere for a long time, your body will be very healthy. Wanna learn?" Chapter 328. While Little Treasure did not look like he fully understood her, he nodded without any doubt. Luna cleared her throat and started explaining. The 5-animal play Qigong is separated into 5 different plays: bear, tiger, deer, monkey, and bird. Each of them has a different effect on its own, and we'll start learning one by one. Firstly is the bear play. This set of actions has an effect of regulating your spleen and stomach. Observing this from the control room, Matthew was surprised. This little girl, she even knows the 5-animal play Qigong? 5-animal play Qigong? Isn't that the set of aerobics you've been trying to teach Little Treasure? Margaret asked. Matthew nodded, saying unhappily, even if that little girl really knows how to do it, she must be half-baked in it. She had better not teach Little Treasure the wrong thing. This 5-animal play Qigong was passed down by the legendary healer Huatua, and it is very beneficial to those who practice it, but the motions must be correct for the effects to take place. I've been trying to teach Little Treasure, but Little Treasure did not even interact with him, much less learn anything from him. Margaret got a bit worried as well, and she voiced out her concern. Let's get someone to stop them. It'd be bad if we let her teach something half-baked. Matthew nodded in agreement. I'll get Joy to go over now. He grabbed the walkie-talkie and pushed the talking button. Hey, Joy. Master, I'm here, what's your order? Get over to. Matthew stopped halfway, shocked when he looked at the monitor screen. Master. Matthew was still staring at the screen, when he just told him, never mind, it's nothing already. He cut off the walkie-talkie. What happened? Margaret asked, not understanding. Matthew coughed softly, with an unnatural expression. Let her teach him. It was Margaret's turn to be shocked, and she asked in surprise, You mean, she is teaching it well? Matthew watched the girl on the screen and vaguely answered, It was okay. Margaret stared at her husband. Okay? Was it okay or was it great? She knew that with her husband's personality, even if it was just a little flawed, he would never have let the girl teach Little Treasure. Under their supervision, Luna broke the moves down and taught Little Treasure in detail. Do you know how to do it now? Little Treasure nodded. Good. Then we'll do it again from the start. Little Treasure followed her instructions, performing the whole set of actions smoothly. Because he was still little, he looked really cute doing the animal actions. Luna happily clapped. Little Treasure, you are awesome. You learn really fast. If possible, practice this once every day from today onwards, okay? Little Treasure's eyes sparkled when he was praised, and he nodded enthusiastically. Baby is the best. Margaret looked at her husband. What do you think? Matthew was deep in thought, with a dark face. Don't forget that she's an actress, so she could easily fool us. She might have predicted that we would monitor her secretly. Maybe she prepared all this beforehand. Margaret nodded. Then let's observe a while more. Time flew, and evening came. Luna held hands with Little Treasure, as they sat on the swings and watched the sunset together. There was one thing that Luna had had on her mind for a long time. She had been thinking about it when she got here as well. Seeing that she had to leave soon, she could not hold it in anymore and said to Little Treasure, "Little Treasure, Auntie has something to discuss with you." Chapter 329. After monitoring for the whole afternoon, Matthew felt drowsy, but Luna's words woke him up immediately. It was finally here, the moment of truth. "What do you think she wants to discuss with Little Treasure?" Matthew asked his wife. Margaret thought about it. She already knows how much Little Treasure means to us, and knows how we will listen to what Little Treasure says. Maybe she's trying to brainwash Little Treasure into saying something good about her in front of us. Matthew had on a cold, sarcastic smile on his face. That wouldn't be just it. "I'm afraid she'll even have Little Treasure throw tantrums at us, so that we will let her marry into our Goldberg family." Margaret became worried, as she ruminated about more and more possible negative consequences. This is too much. How can one use a child like that? Matthew had a serious expression. "Now you know how severe the consequences could be if we just let some woman with evil intentions into the Goldberg family. It might seem like a small issue to throw the whole household into chaos, but the fact is, an internal mess can be trouble for us externally too. The negative consequences are too much to bear." Margaret quickly nodded in agreement. "You're right. Theo has been working really hard, and if the household turns into a chaos, he will be distracted for sure." In the yard, under the sunset, Little Treasure tilted his head and looked at Luna. Luna thought about her words carefully as she looked at Little Bun seriously, and spoke in a gentle tone. "Little Treasure, I know you like Luna. Luna really likes you too. You told me before, to love someone, you have to set them free, and now Luna wants to tell you that there's not one person who can hold your entire world. There are a lot more wonderful things for you to discover in this world, waiting for you to experience, and to love. Luna really, really, really likes you, so I hope that you can grow up freely and happily." At this part, Luna finally got to her main point. "So, Luna hopes that you can promise me one thing." The two oldies stared at the monitor screen intensely. Luna looked at Little Treasure and said, "Little Treasure, promise Auntie Luna you'll go to school, okay?" Matthew and Margaret looked at each other speechlessly. They then turned back to the screen with even more focus. What would Little Treasure's answer be? It was the first time that Little Treasure did not nod instantly at Luna's request. Luna was feeling very nervous at this moment, not confident that Little Treasure would agree to her promise. 10 seconds passed. 30 seconds passed. A minute. Luna was trying not to rush him, so she just waited in silence, as she grew more and more anxious. What she did not know was that there were two other people even more anxious than her. Finally, Luna could not wait anymore. She put her hands together and begged, "Little Treasure baby, please?" Little Treasure let out a helpless sigh, then he started writing on his board. Luna and the two oldies in the control room looked at him nervously. After a while, Little Treasure showed his board. Little Treasure doesn't want to go school. Luna's eyes lost their shine, and she looked disappointed. Her efforts still did not work. But soon, Little Treasure started writing again, and the second time he lifted his board up, it said, "But if Auntie Luna likes, Little Treasure promise." Luna stared at the words, Little Treasure, you promised, you really promised." And his promise touched her so much. He really was the child of the devil, no doubt about that. Chapter 330. Matthew and Margaret were dumbfounded in front of the monitor screen. They had no idea how to describe their feelings in that moment. Little Treasure promised. Little Treasure actually promised to go to school. That meant that Little Treasure had taken the most important step towards becoming a normal child. Margaret was too excited. "Matthew, did you see that? Little Treasure promised to go to school. This is great. It's unbelievable. Yeah. Our baby has promised to go to school." Matthew then let out a long sigh. Even though we have tried convincing him for so long, even using whatever methods we could, she only needed to utter a few words to him to change his mind. Margaret sighed as well. "I used to think that Cleo was exaggerating, but it seems that Little Treasure really listens to her." Waves of worry started flowing in after the initial excitement. It seems that this woman isn't as simple as she looks. She's able to hold it in well, and I've underestimated her. Did you realize that all the things she did were for little Treasure's good, but on the surface? Margaret went along with him. I didn't understand before as well. Now I'm clear why Cleo and little Treasure like her so much. Even Theo is charmed by her. Matthew shook his head. Anyhow, Theo is too young. Suddenly, a nervous voice came from the walkie-talkie. Master Goldberg. Big Master is back. Matthew frowned. If he's back, so be it. What are you freaking out for? As Matthew tried to bring up the monitor screen to see where Theo was, the screen went black. That little bastard. Matthew shouted angrily. I knew that we couldn't hide it from him. In the little garden in the backyard, Luna was ecstatic that little Treasure had promised to go to school. It was too bad that she had no one to share her happiness with at this moment. Suddenly, she saw a familiar shadow approaching. Theo. Luna's first reaction was to run over to him, but in her excitement, she almost crashed into him. He held her steadily, and she told him giddily, Theo. Little Treasure promised to go to school. Seeing the girl's excited, bright red face, Theo gave her an affectionate gaze, caressed her hair and said, Thanks for your hard work. The man's touch broke through her overjoyed spell, and she stood up straight and backed away, awkwardly saying, I didn't really do anything. I just talked to him. Crap. What was this? Why did she suddenly speed over to Theo like a bird flying back to its nest? She wasn't behaving like herself. Well, since you're back now, I should leave first. As she prepared to run away again, she suddenly remembered something, squatted down and spoke to the little bun. Little Treasure baby, can you let me talk to your father in private? Little Treasure looked at Auntie Luna and his father, and felt a little unhappy for being left out from the secret, but in the end, he agreed and nodded. After Luna gave little Treasure his goodbye hugs, she turned around and spoke in a serious tone, CEO Goldberg, I have something important to tell you.